Good morning. Welcome. It's 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I pulled over on my way to work just because I want to get this done for you. And I try to be on time, and I wasn't quite at the office yet, so why not? So I'm glad to be here with you, and these daily nuggets are fun. I enjoy doing these daily nuggets, and it helps to keep me on task, especially during this time where it seems like schedules and people, situations, work, everything's all over the place, right? Well, we try to keep some consistency and try to keep it real, but continuing on in our ability to get things done. Let me see if I can put this on the stand here. Maybe. Sorry. Right? Trying to make it work here just because I want my hands free. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to get my hands free because I want to share with you some things that I already did this morning. And as we have been challenging you to continue to stay vigilant, right? And stay in the Word. Some of you know that. We love to study and love to learn. And we'll continue to do that as we are pressing forward on this journey. There it is. Sorry for the delay. Okay, here we go. So I wanted to welcome you first of all to our first Sanctuary Nuggets. It is 8:30 a.m. that we're going to be doing this Eastern Standard Time. For some of you on the West Coast, this is really early. You're like, what? 4:30 in the morning, right? Oh wait, 5:30, sorry. But on the East Coast, it's 8:30. So I'm live in Monroe, Georgia. And these nuggets I want to bring to you daily. Just give you some thoughts and then to talk about the process, right? So this morning I was journaling. Those of you that attended our Facebook Live last night heard a little bit about our journaling. So in the mornings I journal and I write a letter to Papa God. And it was interesting this morning because, you know, I always try to be positive and try to always have my head up, smiling. I wake up and I say, it's a great day, you know, and there is a lot going on, right? The pressure, you feel the pressure. And I was challenged by my good friend Shane Roby the other day that it's okay to express those times when you're feeling not so up. And he reminded me that really the victory is in the process, not in the right or wrong or the happy or sad. It's really in the process. And so I wanted to encourage you to understand that it's real, that what we're going through is very real. And I'm disappointed on all the drama going around, like all the chaos and things, right? You see people posting stuff like, oh, we're going through an apocalypse, right? Or I know the one that's really interesting was that the president was going to lock down the whole nation with martial law, and the National Guard was being rolled out. And I had people send me that text, and I started to send it out to others. And I had a good friend that I sent it to verify, and he had some contacts in Washington, and they sent me back a message saying, no, it hasn't been verified. And I'm like, oh my gosh. More chaos, more drama, right? So I'm super grateful for Shalom. I'm super grateful that we're maintaining Shalom, maintaining sanctuary, maintaining peace. And even though there's all this stuff out there talking about this and that, just stay the course and stay focused. Get an awesome routine, get an awesome ritual that helps you to maintain your peace, maintain your Shalom, and know that you are super blessed during this time. Know that you have an amazing ability to plug into the Father. And so as we shared last night, I was journaling this morning, and I'm just going to read some of it to you because I'm going to keep it real. My friend Shane encouraged me in this. And normally you don't read your letter to Papa God when you share it. You just read your letter from Papa God, right? Which I'm going to read that too. But today, to keep it real, I wanted to start with the letter that I wrote because there are times, even though I'm always up and always going through the routines, there are times when the chaos hits my head too. So I was asking Papa today for wisdom and vision and discernment to push past the chaos and the pressure. You can help me push back, Papa. Push back against my mind, push back the mind of the people to bring peace, love, and laughter. Help me to have fun and receive your glory and your strength and victory. Come, Papa, and bring me to a new level of victory. Please help me, for I am weak and I am downtrodden. I need you to lift me up. And this is my call to you, and my cry is for the ox to come forth and lead me to victory. Teach me once again victory and follow through and completion. You, Father, can take me to a whole new level, but I truly need you today. Any of you feeling any of that? I know I was. And just my heart was crying out to Father, saying, I need you today, Papa. I need your face of the ox that pushes through in spite of the chaos, that pushes through in spite of all the naysayers, all the ones that want to create extra drama and make this about some apocalypse or something that's going to end the world. All those that are saying to stay in bed today, right? Or all those emotions or feelings that are wanting us to stay in bed. And it was so awesome. Listen, someone called it Bible roulette the other day. I call it Father that loves us. And it just, to me, proves that he's real and loves us. And it still happens to me, guys. It really does. I literally took my Bible, and I have 2 or 3 Bibles, by the way. So what's interesting is obviously with different versions, and one's amplified with the King James and amplified together. That one's bigger, and then I have one that's a Passion Bible. I grabbed the Passion Bible this morning, and I literally held it and prayed over it. I said, Father, please speak to me. And I opened it to 2 Corinthians 2, 14 through 17. I'm going to read you what Papa said. Now, this is my letter back from Papa based on the verses that I read. So hopefully this helps you as you're going through this. And I'm telling you, I've been doing this for over 10 years. And I'm still blown away because he never stops speaking to me. Like I said, this is not necessarily a Bible study. This is literally Father speaking into your identity. Father answering your cry and your prayer in your heart. And that's what he did this morning. As I was reading, as I was saying these things, then I went to this scripture. You're never going to guess what it said. It literally talked about victory. Remember what I said like 3 times in my letter to Papa? I need a victory. I need a victory. I need a victory. And he reminded me that one of the greatest victories of all was eternal victory through his son, Yeshua. So I'm going to read his letter back to me. If you're interested in going, you can go check it out. 2 Corinthians 2, 14 through 17. It blew my mind. So my son, you are partnered with me in my endless triumph. Isn't that amazing? I was asking for victory and then he's like triumph, but the word victory is in here too. Continue to trust me and yield to me and the fragrance of the knowledge I have given you. You, Carlos, are the unmistakable aroma of the victory of me, the Anointed One. A perfume of life to those who listen. This life leads to abundance. Are you, Carlos, up for the challenge? Your words and message are pure and not watered down. Your motives are pure. You speak from the union with me. Rise up and shine and cross the Jordan. Remember Joshua? Remember last week I was talking about the Jordan, right? So we can go to the promised land into abundance. Well, this is the Jordan. My mind. This is your Jordan. Don't let it be watered down. Let it be full and spring of life. And so as I was calling forth the ox, I was reminded, you guys, a lot of you were, I know you had requested that I speak about the 4 faces of God. So in this nugget time this morning, I've got a couple more minutes here. I'm really going to be conscientious of time because I want to keep these about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to share a little nuggets about the ox. In my prayer to Papa God, I asked him to call forth the ox. Now, some of you might be, what, the ox? It's in Revelation and it's also in Ezekiel. Go check it out. 4 faces of God, ox, lion, and ox, lion, eagle, and man. Those are the 4 faces. So I wanted to just share a little bit about the ox because what we focus on will flourish. So me calling forth the ox was for a purpose, and that face of God, because the ox is so faithful. The ox represents the Father. Do you need comforting from the Father? Now, I'm not saying to worship an ox, but I'm telling you we can learn so much from the ox. Do you need the heart and love of a father? Ask Papa God to show you the ox. That's why he has 4 faces. Your face matters. Your face is one of them. The ox, the lion, and the eagle, we can learn so much from the ox. The ox is why we settled the West. When you do your research about the ox, it actually can be a bull or it can be a cow. Ox is actually a form of training. It's not an animal. It's the way that they are trained to carry the load. They are trained to be faithful, be diligent. And it was awesome. I have so much to share about the ox, and we have some other, we have some longer videos that I can make available potentially for you about the ox. We're creating some content for that. But the ox is such a powerful animal. And I had the opportunity in California before I left to go to one of the, it was the fair. And at the fair, they had handlers there and different animals. And one of the handlers was an oxen handler. And it was so awesome to talk to him. The ox represents true peace and true calmness. And it's interesting, any of you that have ever listened to Bruce Lee, he says, become like water that shapes and molds to things. That is the ox. The ox truly will adapt and mold and shape. And during this time, we just need a father, right, to hold us at times when we are down and to comfort us. And a father that will always be there, consistent and faithful. And I want to challenge you, fathers, whether you're a stepfather like I have been or a biological father like I'm going to be. Yes, haven't lost that. Grabbing hold of that. Looking forward to those twins. Looking forward to that property. Still holding on to that vision, right? But the ox is the father. And you fathers, I challenge you. You've been given charge over your bride, your queen. You've been given charge over your children. If you don't have a queen or a bride and you don't have children, then you've been given charge actually over your mother. Are you taking care of your mother? Maybe your mother is a widow. You need to be there for her and taking care of her. That's your charge. So be like a father who is there and consistent and faithful. The father gets up and does his routines, right? His journaling even when he doesn't feel like it. This is the ox, represents the father. In the 4 faces of God, definitely the ox is the father, representing, as Yeshua constantly was telling us and reminding us to go to the Father and to know him as Father. He constantly wanted us to see him as Father and not just this another God, because there was thousands of gods. He wanted to translate it and transition our thought process of him from God to Father so that we could have a better connection. The ox is so faithful. The ox, as the handler was teaching me and talking to me about, is literally is one of the smartest animals on the planet. When I heard that, I was like, what? And they said, yes, they can feel whether you're at peace or not. And if you're not at peace, they will not listen to you. They only want to work with handlers that are at peace. So when we call forth the ox, we're calling forth greater peace. We're calling forth in these situations a way that we can adapt. A father will adapt and do awesome things with his children, cool activities, but being consistently connecting to his Father in heaven, right? Like Yeshua did. But the Father is the one that will be consistent, faithful, will love and allow his children to crawl into his lap and comfort them and hold them. And occasionally we need to do that with our queens, or occasionally we can do that with our mothers, right, Mom? Just to love them and hold them and let them know that we have the strength of an ox, that we will be consistent and faithful. It's so cool to watch different demonstrations of oxen, where oxen work so well as when they yoke up with each other, they can literally pull, by themselves they can pull twice their weight. With another oxen, they can pull 3 times their weight. It's so powerful. So it's awesome too when we yoke up with your bride, You yoke up with friends and relationships, and then at times you carry each other, because that's why the yoke is solid. For when one gets tired, the other one can keep carrying and keep going. That's why we settled the West, was because of the oxen. And the ox go way, 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 way back, all the way back historically, way back. The training of the ox, and even the yoke. But Papa says his yoke is easy. So Father wants to yoke up with you and then carry you through those times. That's why the yoke is a solid piece, so that times when we do feel downtrodden, he will carry us through. He's a faithful Father. He's a good Father. And know that you too can be downtrodden. You too can feel like, how am I going to get a victory today? But just by being consistent and faithful and diligent, your children, your wife, will hold on to that consistency, will hold on to that diligence, will hold on to your follow through and you completing things. That's what the ox does. So powerful and faithful is the spirit of the ox in Father God. And so powerful and faithful, like water, right? The elements, there's 4 elements on the planet. And yes, the ox represents water. I keep saying that someday I'm going to get me a tattoo. And by the way, the ox is on the left side. Lion's on the right side. Lion represents fire, of course. The fire and the testosterone. And then on the back, the wind or air is represented by the eagle, right? So cool. Fun stuff. But we'll get more into that throughout this week with some more nuggets about the ox, the lion, and the eagle. So today, call forth Papa God, call forth the Father, and know that he's there for you and he wants to yoke up with you. And he's a faithful, faithful Father. All right, let's see these comments now. I love you guys. Thanks for the amazing support, my queen and bride, Chantel. What's up, Michael? Are you still here? Good morning, love. And Larry, what's up, bro? My God, buddy. Good morning to you, Larry. Hi, Mama. Diane Peddle is my mom. And then Annie, thanks for joining us. The ox moves forward through the terrain, through the weather. Yep. And that's what I was going to say. When you get a whole bunch of oxen together, they can actually outpull tractors, right? You got all those little feet trudging through. It's pretty cool. Look it up. I'm so grateful that you're always seeking him. Yes. Amen. Thank you, love. It's a little title of their role. What? It's a title of their role. Oh, yeah. You're right. So good. Thank you, Annie. And I will never forget your arms around me, comforting me when we lost Sally. Yes. Thanks, Mama. So true, right? The ox came forth, the fatherly love. Even though I am your son, but I am also willing to protect you, as I told you. If you or Pops felt like you weren't safe, we would come get you. The oxen, yes. All right. Bless you guys. Have a fantastic day. I got to get going back on the road. I got about 5 more minutes till the office. And yes, we are following and abiding by the whole, because, President Trump requested that everyone does a self-quarantine, right? And that's what we've done. I just go from my house that I'm staying at with the LaPlants, amazing Kim and Larry, to the office in Monroe. And that's it. Nobody else is there, but I like being there, like being able to focus on things we're working on, our digital content and rolling out all of our stuff. And so it always helps me to stay consistent and continue to move forward on our goals and dreams and passions. What are you going to roll out this week? Just a reminder for our new Sanctuary Solutions membership. So I want to remind all of you that it's family relationships that we're dealing with, family finances that we're dealing with, and family defense or protection that we are going to be bringing to all of our new members, and a bunch of content. And it's not too late. We have our training this weekend. It's a 3-day training. It'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this coming weekend, and it will be online, digital. So if you want to join us for that, the members, new members, we're going to throw that in. But if you'd rather have a la carte, then it's $4.99 for that training this weekend. So it's either $4.99 or $149 becoming a monthly member, and we'll include the training this weekend with that membership. So God bless you. I hope you have an awesome day, and I hope to see you tomorrow on our little Sanctuary Nuggets. Bless you. Love you, baby. Have a great day. Kiss Hazel for me.